Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Federico Talks Watches. Today, I'm answering some more of your questions, such as would I rather own a Tissot or a Seiko? And which is better out of these two Tudors? All that and more in today's episode. But of course, before we get started, customary wristwatch check. Today I'm wearing my Breguet Marine 5817 on rubber strap, the last gen version. Absolutely adore this piece. And also, guys, don't forget to check out delraywatch.com. We just got a bunch of cool watches in stock, a lot of which are staples, such as an Omega Speedmaster Hesalite with the older big box with all the crazy little toys in it. We got an Omega Seamaster pre-wave dial, very, very cool, the ceramic version, but before the wave. And a Tudor Black Bay ceramic case. These are super hot right now, box and papers, and a fantastic price. All of these are on delraywatch.com, link in the description below. Anyway, guys, these are some of the questions you asked me on my Instagram account at Federico Talks Watches. Once or twice a month, a Q&A picture pops up. When you see that, ask your question below. When I have enough questions, I remove the picture. Please do not DM me as I do not check them. But in no particular order. Danwick11. Hey Fed, love your channel. Keep up the good work. Thank you. It feels like a lot of brands started making smaller watches. Do you think we'll see a smaller GLC Polaris in the future? You know, a lot of brands have made smaller watches. IWC in particular has gone smaller. JLC has always made a reasonable size watches, so they haven't gone smaller. Breitling's gone smaller. Do I think we'll see a smaller Polaris? Well, I think the Polaris is pretty well proportioned right now, especially because it's their sports watch, and JLC has always had very classic proportions. But while I don't necessarily think it'll happen, I wouldn't be surprised if it does. This is kind of one of those where I just go, not really sure, but I wouldn't bet on it. At least not right away. Richard Warren 1919. Which Pelagos would you pick for your collection if you had to pick one? And why? 39 or 42? For me, this is an easy choice. 42. Why? Well, look at me. I'm a bigger guy. I've got a 7.5 inch, 7.25 inch wrist. The 39 is really cool, but I think not quite the right size for me. I also prefer the dial on the 42. It's more water resistant. However, I find both watches to be relatively similar and equal in quality. The 42 has slightly better stats, but I do think I would pick the 42 simply because it would fit me better. Fran Esposto. Hey Fed, what's the one watch you've never dealt with or seen in person that you really want to? There's a lot that I haven't seen in person that I would really want to, but I guess off the top of my head, without thinking about it too much, I'd say Gronfeld. I've read all about them. I've seen them all over the internet, but I've never bought one at Del Rey Watch. I've never really seen one out in the wild. Small independent brand that makes super high-end horology, kind of like FP Journe. I'd love to take a look at one. While I don't know if they're necessarily for me, I do appreciate what they're making, and I'd love to be able to see it in the metal. Raul V92, PRX Powermatic 80 versus Seiko 5 GMT. So the PRX Powermatic 80 is the Tissot. Now, while the Tissot is no doubt the superior watch in kind of finish and movement quality, I do think the Tissot is going for like a dress sports watch, which I have enough of in my personal collection. You know, this is a dress sports watch. I'd go with a Seiko 5 GMT simply because it takes my Seiko SKX, which I love, upgrades the movement, throws in a GMT, and I think that's awesome, and I save a few bucks. The Powermatic 80, higher end watch, no doubt about it. But in my personal collection, the Seiko 5 GMT would get way, way more wear. But once again, that is, just my opinion and what would happen in my situation. RM Shuya. Hey Fed, great unfiltered content. Thank you. Do you think GP will ever be more mainstream? I know the Laureato has gained some traction in the past year, but it still feels slept on. Your thoughts? I think GP has gone way more mainstream in the past 5 years. I mean, hell, 10 years ago, very few people even knew who they were. They've recently gone independent. Their brand is taking a different direction. I see only good things happening. However, it's too early to tell. Will they ever become JLC? Well, that takes decades to hit that level. But I think GP is doing a fantastic job and, could very quickly maybe start competing with brands like Zenith or Blancpain in terms of units. I do see it happening. The Koteki. Are you still planning to start a travel blog on YouTube? That's always been a plan. Unfortunately, I just don't have the time to do it between Delray, between this channel. I don't travel as much. But when my YouTube channel comes to an end at some point, or if Delray gets sold or something like that, or just when I have more free time, a bigger staff, maybe we hire a president and I take more of a back office role, then yeah, I'd love to start a travel blog on YouTube. That's kind of my passion. I'd love to take you guys to different countries with me, check out the food. I've even shot a few pilot episodes. I just haven't released them because I don't have any more new episodes that are coming out anytime soon. So I kind of am saving that content for when I know what to do with it. But I do have a few of them shot already. Anyway, guys, that's it for today. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. It really does help. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any more content. And of course, check out delraywatch.com. Thanks so much and take care.